So you find a lot of people going really fast, right? Just like, okay, you move in, I'm hitting. You move in it again, I'm hitting. You move it, I'm hitting. I'm always hitting on every... Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Octavio, and I will be covering a lot of aspects on the art of Jeet Kune Do, and especially in my system called Explosive Edge. Now I'm going to be covering quite a few topics, and this one's going to be regarding tools. An assailant's ready to hurt you, maim you, doing something that's going to go beyond just ending the fight. It's worse because you don't know what their intent is, and so you have to take the worst case scenario of what they could do to you. So your body now responds instinctively to protect itself. So then that's the aspect that we're trying to dive into, that emotional response to something. But if we're talking about tools and someone's in front of you, and if you have enough time to assess, we're going to use that as a tool. So that's also something. And then we can break it down to another category of techniques. One is the mobility. It almost looks quite similar to boxing. The other one is the aspect of protecting yourself in the position of, let's say, self-defense. You're protecting your groin and so forth. But the tool, to train it, you have to first learn that subcategory, like lower than the umbrella. Like you have to first learn the mechanics.
The beauty of the lead punch is there's so much built in within that you don't realize when you're first training it. That the mechanics that it has, the difference between a boxer punch and a lead. So I think for me, the lead is more of a, it's a tool that can be used in a lot of different ways, but you first have to understand what it actually is.
Yeah, there serves a purpose behind these. I mean, I would agree to keep your hands up here, and when you're ready to, let's say launch a jab, that you're quickly recoiling that position, so in case you're getting counterattacked, because you only have enough time, and you're expecting the counter, so you can counter. I mean, obviously that's usually the game in sparring.
Piece number one.
Come on, this is the price is right. You have 30 seconds to figure this one out. Put him in the right spot. You only have 30 seconds. Where do you put it? Where do you put it?
I feel like it just has to go here.
Piece number two. Where does this go? He's trying to figure out. He's almost there. All right.
It has to be here.
Let's figure this one out. Figure out the missing puzzle.
Well, it's obvious.
The fourth piece. Find out.
Well, has to go here. Makes sense.
All right. So, is this correct? No. All right, you're gonna have to do it again. You only got 30 seconds to do this next one.
I'll just switch these two or no.
Anyway, you win a prize there, sir. Burpees with the ball. That's it. It targets the inside of the chest. 4, press, good. How it reads here, it says weapons from JKD. You have leading finger jab, straight leading punch and jab, leading hook, rear cross, back fist, quarter swing, short arc, uppercut, reverse spin blow, hammer blow, elbow techniques, leg techniques, reverse straight kick, hook kick, spin kick, back kick. I didn't forget about this leading straight kick. Knee thrust. There's quite a few things you can take into consideration. Now, when you look at this book, or when you're scanning through this, they are aspects of this research. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to follow everything to the T. You experience it, you feel it, you do it, and then your awareness picks up as to what things you can do. And does it mean that you have to do all these things? No, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to, but you can see where his research was going towards. He's going wrestling, from strangulation, leg attacks, tie-ups, judo, joint locks, chokes, leverage, timing, and then his mental cultivation, as you notice here, conditioning, and nutrition. Nutrition is huge when you're coming to this, otherwise your tools will just fall apart. Physical performance, ability to move, how to do it. You can't be eating cheeseburgers all the time and drinking beer. You're wanting to train to your ultimate self. take that nutrition into consideration. What do? Do you fast?
I don't fast, but I do try to just have a balanced diet that really promotes like building blocks of the bodies, you know, the amino acids, the carbohydrates, all those things. And obviously we all want protein, but at the same time, it's like focusing on protein that fits your goals, right? If you're a big bodybuilder, you want to eat tons and tons of protein, the broccoli, the chicken, and that will help you achieve your goal. But if you want something that's a little bit more focused on explosiveness or losing weight, you know, sometimes it's switching from different meats to different others, and trying to find the balance that works best for your own body.
Yeah, agreed. Bananas.
Bananas, yes. Love bananas. Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways that people think of the different tools and the ways that you should perform certain movements and certain techniques in Jeet Kune Do, but obviously within the Tao they have these tools mentioned. So what's your opinion and what's your fix on those tools?
Yeah. Tools doesn't just necessarily mean, you know, this is a tool, but it's in reference to your ability to complete a task using some sort of object. For instance, like a mechanic or a carpenter, they're getting a hammer to perform the task because they can't do it with their hand.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't, otherwise the task can't get done. So they utilize those as leverage to perform the result that they're looking for. For instance, a tool can mean that you're at distance and there is an ability to use a tool in this range. You're going to counter immediately because it's provoking you to counter. So as soon as you counter, yeah, I'm going to use that as a tool to fire my hit.
Yeah.
So I'm using that distance and range as a tool. There's feinting, there's all these other things. But we're talking about what weapons we're using in JKD. To use that, I usually just say tools. So that way, you know, it's just not this as a tool, but you also have another tool to leverage your attack. So then let's look at some of the things documented in Tao of Jeet Kune Do. But if you're going to train it, then you start with your training stance here. You start here, and then you start working with your lead punch. Eye jab, palm, lead punch, rear punch, hook, back fist, lead kick, hook kick, straight kick, back kick. This hand in itself is like my fencing tool to hit you with. Like it's always moving. It shouldn't necessarily always stay here. If you're moving in like this all the time, you're in deer in the headlights. Hold it static. Static. And if I give him distance, he's gonna have to use footwork for it. And then the amplifier is this. There you go. When it comes to critical range and an assailant that may be attacking you, then your tools can be quickly used in the aspects of critical range, somebody grabbing you, holding you, and all that. So then we're going to use those aspects. If you come at me and, you know, I'm going to use this, for instance, that's a reactionary measure that I have to utilize to finish the job. In this new edition, they made like a little box and it says high, low. You just kind of see where it might take you. Because if you, let's say you lunge for it, I can strike low to the eye. Let's say you're trying to grab the lead leg, yeah, I can try to hit the eye. If you're here and you just slipped it and you're in, now I'm having to fire and continue using other things. Even if you take me off my feet like that and I'm coming down on the ground, and now I have to be aware of what to do on the ground. There's a lot more here to discuss, but to stay on topic, let's look at some of the tools that you should work with utilizing the principles of JKD.